right, we're going into hot water heaters now. Every house I walk in, I always do my home inspection the same. When I'm walking up to the house, I look up at the roof. I knock on the customer's door. We get to wherever we're going to have our meeting. And then I start telling them what I need. And I pull my notebook out. What's your average electric bill? You always got to know that. You can't do anything without it. Can you get it for me? A lot of homeowners now, it's online. They don't always have. My appointment setters, when they're setting the appointments for you, that's one of the things they're going to try and make sure that is at the table. But it's not always there. You just got to realize how to pull those numbers out. Okay? Get your power bill. Now what I'm going to look at, I want to take a look at your attic space. I want to look at your hot water heater, which is probably where your air handler is at. I want to look at your AC unit. Take a look at the swimming pool if there's one in the backyard. Take a picture of the pool pump. And I'm taking pictures as I go through the house. If you see that yellow label, energy saving label, I take a picture of that too. The water heater is always way over here because when any builder out there, unless they're building a green energy home, which there's less than 1% of those in the United States, puts the 40-gallon double 4,500 watt element unwrapped using godly amount of electricity over a period of a year. $600-700 all by itself. Okay?
4,828 kilowatts.
In those water heaters, and that's another thing I've done on my installs, is the day we do the water heater and almost everything goes in a 2-day time period. When I put a hybrid in, a hybrid takes the heat from the ambient air, creates the hot water. It has a 1,500 watt element, not 9,000. Also has 3 inches of ceramic insulation around the liner, so you don't have to wrap it. Same thing with a solar hot water heater. And what I do on those installs, the day of the install, I stop at the local hardware store because I know what pump I need, and I spend the $40 because in a solar hot water heater, the only moving part or breakable part in the whole thing is a pump. And when we install our solar hot water heaters on, there's a valve on the top and a valve on the bottom. It's a circulating pump. It's $40. The day they wake up, 4 years down the road, turn the hot water on and they don't have any hot water, it's because the shaft on the pump went out. It's a valve, 4 screws, take it out, throw it away. Put the new one in, plug it in, done. You have hot water in minutes. It's better to just always put it on top of the hot water heater and tell them how to change it. Guess what? They just did their own service call. If they had to call somebody, it'll be tomorrow. Couple of days, $150. Fix it yourself. Normal homeowner can take the screws out. It's easy, especially if you describe it to them. Okay. Hybrid hot waters, I really like my Rheem. It's a great product. It's computerized. It synchronizes with your phone. If you forget to turn it down, like you're going to be gone for a few days, or like me, I can walk out the door this morning and next thing you know, I'm out of town for 4 or 5 days. It happens. It's nice when you can get into your app and turn your water heater off. Hybrid has a 1/2-ton air conditioner unit, for layman's terms, that heats your hot water. So it's taking the ambient air. And the reason I like the Rheem, it operates all the way down to a 40-degree temperature. As long as it's 40 degrees in your garage, it's heating your hot water. And if it doesn't, it's got 1,500 watts. But it also has 3 inches of ceramic insulation around that tank. What I used to do on my install days, I'd take that 12-year-old hot water heater that was 9,000 watts out of that customer's house. I break the Sawzall out of the trunk of my car and I cut that thing in half. Because it had a 1/2 inch of fiberglass insulation, and over the years, this 40-gallon tank, it's always sitting in the bottom of it.
They weigh twice as much going out as they do going in.
Yep. If you get down to it, and you don't have the room in the budget to put a hot water heater in, or it's a brand new one and they really don't want to yank it out, I have no problem getting a customer to yank something out, put something way better in. I really don't. I've done it. But if it gets down to it, Put a wrapping timer on it. Costs us about $1,200 total installed. You make money on it. We make a little, but it'll save them a chunk of electric bill.
The brand new one's costing you $60 a month. The hybrid's going to cost you $20 a month. You know, it's like that's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Under $10 a month.
Yep. On the hybrid.
Under 10?
Under 10.
10 per year.
On the ream.
Oh, on the ring?
Under 10.
Talking about 65
It
gallons.
was
Even
17. The chart that I have says $17 a month. 40% difference.
80-gallon tank,
But-
110 per year on the new soft start, the low ampage.
Yeah, on the 80?
On the
Yeah, I was looking at the 55, but
50 the same thing, still
yeah.
110.
So it's a little bit better than this. The savings is a little bit better than what I thought it was, and what I was telling them. I was telling them 40%, 40 bucks.
Well, for years I've sold A.O. Smith.
40 bucks. So on
Yeah,
if
40
it's 60,
bucks a
if
month,
it's 65 or
Yep.
$56 a month,
Yep.
family of two, minus 70% comes out to like $19 a month.
Yeah.
That's the calculations I've been using. So.
Yep.
Anyhow, go
It's
ahead.
almost twice, yeah, now you have that. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. That and the new air conditioner cut power over half. Then I'll use-
I've got agents out there, they sell the mini packages. They'll go out and do a radiant barrier and a solar attic fan. Sell it to a package deal, it'll be installed tomorrow, and it knocks 30% off their electric bill, guaranteed. I got builders using certain products. I got a green energy home going in right around the corner. We're gonna be doing a lot of his upgrades and installs. As he builds his houses, he guarantees that homeowner will never have more than a $75 electric bill. And there's no solar on it. But what he's doing is he's spray foaming the walls in the attic. He's putting the hybrid hot water heaters in. If it's a big family, he'll put the solar hot water heater on. But by the time he's done, he puts all the energy saving products in it. It's in his contract. You will never have more than a $75 electric bill. I'd like to be the guy that tries that, because I'll be the one in there with the...
Well, why the thermo?
Huh?
Why the thermal water? What was that?
Depends on how big the house is. Almost all of them are hybrids. He's using my reams.
Yeah, yeah.
He used...
You know, like you use more than 100 gallons of hot water.
What I'm seeing things evolving to is even when we have a 2-bedroom house, we're putting in the larger hot water heater just because we can, because it doesn't use any more electricity, even though you're getting more hot water. And we're doing that because we're finding, especially like where I live, you'll have a 2-bedroom with 6 people living in it. So you plan for that. Now I've got this builder converted because the difference between the 50-gallon and the 80 gallons about 150 bucks. That's it. So put the big one in. What's the difference in electric usage? Pennies. Put the big one in. I've given you a chart at the top of this one that tells you how big of a hot water you need for so many people. But go with your gut, you know? If they're running out of hot water all the time, go up a size. It doesn't cost us that much more
For the
Yeah.
hybrid? Or?
for the hybrid.
I had 11 guys staying in a ministry house. All had to shower between 6 and 8 or 6 and 7. You know,
No matter what you do, you're going to run out of hot water.
No, they had 2 showers running simultaneously. 11, you know, one guy come out, the next guy go in. 11 guys. We had an 80 gallon. Never ran out of hot water. You know, because they were all just back to back, 5-minute, 10-minute showers. Boom, 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 boom. You know, because we had a set time we had to be in and out of the shower. You know, so but still 11 guys. We never ran out of hot water with an 80-gallon tank.
All right, we're going to do one more quick segment so I can time us out for lunch. We will take a half-hour lunch at 12:30. What I would like to do is get our lunch, sit down at the table. I got a couple of videos I'd like to show you. But if you want to just take and get out, but we're going to take 30 minutes today because the back half of today's class is paperwork. And paperwork and tracking is extremely important in what we're doing. Things recently have changed, and I'm going to give you kind of a highlight. We now have a CRM that's becoming part of our company. You will have an app on your phone. You'll be able to go to it on a computer. Everything you do will track everything you do. The lead, it'll tell me when you walked in the door. It'll tell me when you walk out the door. Everything. It's going to be a fun one. This is a game changer. It's better than Buildertrend. I've used Buildertrend for years. It's a great way of tracking everything. This one actually tracks by GPS where you're at.
I had a question. You keep saying leads. Are we getting leads or are we getting appointments?
You're going to get appointments by the time it's done. You won't be seeing any more leads. You'll see appointments.
In the beginning, we're going to be getting some leads or no? No.
We've got a girl that's being hired right now
It's going to call and set the appointment.
that sets the appointments.
I'll get a,
And because the leads are coming in,
2 o'clock and a 5 o'clock.
right, the leads are coming in from all over the state of Florida. So this way, she'll have a map. Joe's over here, Bruce is over here, Ron's over there. She'll be able to go, okay, this one's that one, and dispatch it to you. You will dispatch to an appointment, not a lead. Reason being is I want to be able to track.
We get the lead the day before. For
Oh yeah.
the night before, I'll get a text or an email that says these are my appointments for tomorrow.
Yep.
You gotta know.
Yep. You'll know about your appointment.
That's fine.
We won't set same days unless there's a, and that's when we pick up the phone and say, hey, they can only be seen today at 4 o'clock. Can you do it? They're 2 miles from you.
Yeah.
It's up to you. If you don't, I guarantee I can get somebody else to run it. We're overlapping our areas just a little bit. It's all good.